Hi, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you about a winning mindset for more confidence and self esteem. And I'm going to distinguish the difference. And stay tuned because I'm going to have you, if you have a pen and paper, I'm going to have you answer some questions to go within and discover how to upgrade your own winning mindset to get faster outcomes in your life. Confidence is very, very powerful, and self esteem, again, is so critically important, and people almost identify them as the same thing, and they're very, very different. So let's dive in. So, having confidence in yourself is really trusting yourself. And I can tell you, a lot of people that I work with tell me, like, oh, I want this or this person, and this person hurt me, or my boss, or whatever. And people are honestly trying to trust other people, and they often don't trust people. But I can tell you, most people don't even trust themselves. So their gut might say, don't do this. And then they do it anyway. And they go, oh, I kind of knew. And that to me, that self trust is a confidence energy, if you will. If you learn to trust yourself and you feel comfortable or not in a situation, you'll be very confident and comfortable saying yes or no to whatever that circumstance or situation is. Okay. So, confidence is also a topic that I really love because I think everyone's confident in a certain area of life. Let me give you a for instance. I'm very confident in what I do. I've been doing this for 30 years and coaching people and been on stages and been in movies and written books, very confident about this topic of the subconscious mind and getting people outcomes. If you said, Cappy, go get on a stage and teach chemistry, I can tell you my confidence would go boop. Definitely not a confident area for me to teach chemistry. Does that mean I'm not a confident person? Certainly not. It just means I have a confidence in my lane. And I'm telling you, everyone I coach, they have something that they don't even realize is a gift or a lane for them. And they're trying to do some other lane in their life and in their business and wondering why they're not successful. So I'll ask you some questions in a minute, but I promise you, you have a lane of genius somewhere that you probably feel very confident about. So that is a good thing to recognize. And again, in a few minutes when we get into the exercise, confidence also comes from, repetition, the things you're telling yourself, the things you feel about yourself. So if you're really good at, let's say, chemistry, but you don't feel good in relationships, or you say, I can't find a partner or whatever, I'm just totally making this off on the cuff, right? But that's what people do to themselves. So confidence in yourself is a very important thing. So the number one is the area or the lane of genius. The second topic I want to add to this is your self-esteem. Again, they're not the same. So if you're confident in chemistry, but a person then is in a relationship and they don't feel worthy of love, that is self-esteem issue. Okay, maybe they had, abandonment issues when they were little. Remember, the subconscious is programmed from the ages of 0 to 8 years old. So it doesn't make the person wrong, or it doesn't make them, doing the wrong thing. It's these emotional feelings that dictate our daily decisions. So your self-esteem is all about your self-value, your worthiness, and those types of things. So I've worked with people who have 5 different degrees, and they're really smart scholastically and through education and information, but emotionally, they don't feel lovable, or they don't feel valuable, or they don't feel worthy or important or heard, and those types of things. Those are more emotional aspects, right? It's their self identity is not logical. I always find it fascinating that people collapse emotion into logic, and they're totally night and day. So your confidence is your lane of genius, right? And understand your subconscious mind stores your self-image. I have another video, I'll put it at the end. I call it your inner image, your selfie. And this is so important to change, you guys. It does increase your confidence, your competence, right? And then when you're feeling those feelings, you're able to take different actions. You get different results. You're able to align in different conversations. Um, It's a powerful thing to have enough confidence. And have you ever been around somebody who's overly confident, and maybe super cocky or, full of themselves? To me, I find that when people are overly, you know, I don't know, cocky is a great word. They're typically very, very insecure people. They typically have zero self esteem. So they're trying really hard to prove and get approval from people outside of themselves to feel better about themselves. I love human behavior. I love the study of people, right? So again, it doesn't make people wrong, but if you know that your subconscious mind is driving all your decisions and your emotions and your feeling, it's very important, excuse me, to change those things. So you don't get confident first. It is created through your thoughts, your beliefs, and of course your behaviors and your thoughts about yourself, right? It comes through that conditioning. So let's look again at where our confidence come from. It comes from if you were a child and you were criticized, if you were told, you can't do that or you can do that, if somebody called you names, made jokes about you that didn't feel good. It also comes from, this is a big one, comparing yourself to other people. So I have a really good analogy I use in comparison. So this is a good metaphor. So it's kind of like if you were to go to a forest and it had beautiful trees and maybe there was bushes with beautiful flowers and let's just say you're on a hike somewhere, okay? And you're looking around at the vast beauty and abundance of the forest and the trees and the flowers and the leaves and the sizes and the shapes and the colors and the smells and all the beauty that nature delivers us. I guarantee you the big tree is not next to the other tree saying your flowers are prettier or your acorns are bigger than mine or you're taller than me or you're fatter than me. It just is, right? And we don't live like that as people. We're judging ourselves, we're judging others. But I promise you, when you could get grounded in the special, unique version of you, you're the only you, right? Even if you have an identical twin, you're still you. And it's very powerful to be able to not compare yourself like nature doesn't compare itself. It all grows and flows together, as does the universe, as does the human race. Unfortunately, we're judgmental, critical, selfish. People want to dominate. They want the power. They want the money. They want the stuff. So there's a lot of differences, obviously. A tree doesn't do that, it just grows in innate energy through the universe. But I like to feel that way if you're in a room. Don't compare yourself to people who have more or are taller or look a certain way or younger because you will drive yourself crazy. You are a special soul with your own lane of genius, with your own areas of confidence. It's just literally upgrading your inner image, your self identity, and your self esteem. It's really, really important because then you can go anywhere and just be the best version of yourself and become more confident in every single situation. That is a winning mindset. Another one people have is like a fear of judgment. Well, let me tell you, before social media was around, I'm a lot, my age, whatever. I didn't grow up in social media, right? So all this, like and approval, and I have this many and that many, and that's a lot of noise, right? Your trust of yourself, your inner image, your self value, your lane of genius, you're a special, really, just such a special soul. And that is just so important to remember every day, everywhere you go. And when you master your mindset and you feel the truth about yourself, then you're not as worried or concerned about what everybody else is doing out there because really all you can manage is this right here. You can only manage you. You can only manage what you feel, what you think, how you behave, how you act, how you react. You can manage your decisions too if you're if you're more conscious of them. And then of course rejection is a huge one. I deal with so many salespeople. I'm speaking and to a lot of entrepreneurs on different stages and different events and those types of things. Rejection is such a big one for people. Nobody wants to hear no. People don't like to pick up the phone or market or put themselves out there, even on videos, because, people are going to make comments and, oh, you said this and you do this. You know what? That's their opinion. I know my opinion of myself, and I think it's important that we all understand we have one. And I'm not right all the time, and I'm not wrong all the time. I am the best version of Cappy that Cappy knows how to share her lane of genius in. And I think when we can just appreciate who we are and who we're not, I'm only 5'2". I'm never going to be 5'8" and argue that I'm not 5'8". Like I'm just not that, right? So it's just an acceptance and it's an understanding that gives you confidence. Okay. And then, of course, a lot of people talk about that imposter syndrome. And to me, that really equates to fake it till you make it. I don't know. I think that people feel that pretty fast. So let's talk about really how do you create that winning mindset. Let me jump into some of the questions I have here for you. Okay. Um, so if you understand that your self-esteem is different than your confidence, you want to decide who you are and what you value about yourself. So, for instance, what's valuable? So, here's the questions I want you to answer for yourself, okay? You can come back and watch this again. If you want to write them down, that's cool too. What is your identity of yourself? Now, I can tell you, often people go, I don't know, Cappy. I don't know. I'm cool. I'm a good person. But I would recommend you kind of close your eyes and ask yourself the question. What is your personal identity of yourself? Of course, you know your name, you know what you do for a living, maybe you're a parent, you have a job, all that good stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. What is your identity? What do you value about yourself inside? And then be with that for a minute. It's really powerful, you guys. If you don't know what your own identity is, and you're just externally looking for the approval and looking for the worthiness from outside of yourself, that's when you get disappointed and let down a lot. Okay. Here's a second question. What do you feel worthy of? Do you feel worthy of a lot of money? Or inside you go, ugh, no, I want it, but that's a self-esteem issue, right? And this shows up in things like people discounting their commissions or, giving away their money or, or investing it in things that then it didn't turn out for the outcome. That's typically a worthy issue, not feeling worthy of, you know, goodness, greatness, outcomes, that type of thing. And this is a big topic. I mean, I could do a whole video just on people's level of worthiness, right? So, what do you feel worthy of? Do you feel worthy of, and I'm going to use money because I coach a lot of people on money. What do you feel worthy of? Do you feel worthy of this much? Do you feel worthy of this much? Do you feel worthy of this much? The number, I always say the number doesn't matter. It's what you feel will probably be reflected in your bank account and in your life. Same thing with love. Do you feel worthy of great love? Do you feel worthy of uh, somebody just adoring you and cherishing you? Do you feel worthy of, like, that can never happen to me? Okay. And again, do these with your eyes closed. Turn on some soft music in the background, get a pen and paper and tune in. And then find out, discover what's within. I always say, if you don't know what's happening inside of you, it's very hard to go get something outside of you. Okay. So when you tune into this, you're going to see this is where your self-esteem lives. This is where your value lives. If you undervalue yourself, this is where all of that lives. Okay. And then you want to ask yourself the question, what am I confident in? What is your lane of genius? What are you good at? So I have this friend and he is really great at fixing things. He can fix anything. And I tell him all the time, like, that's your lane of genius. It's just so easy for him. He's like, anybody can do it. And that's kind of how we know our lane of genius because we just think everybody can do it. We make it look so easy. I think I make my job look easy. People go, I can do that, Cappy. So it's interesting when you make something look easy because you're so good at it and you've done it for so long. That's probably your lane of genius. I have two daughters. One of my daughters is so good at organizing. She could take any space and even when she was little, I'd come home from work and she'd have like all this stuff organized. I'm like, who are you? She's 6 years old. That was just something she innately, naturally did, and she still does to this day. That is definitely a lane of genius for some people, right? So you don't have to monetize that thing, but I guarantee you, she's very confident in that. She's like, get out of the way, you guys. I'll manage that, right? So your confidence is something you excel in, something you love doing. And why not monetize it? That's what I say. Monetize what you love. And then your esteem, if you monetize yourself and you don't have enough self esteem and worthiness and value of self, you won't price yourself right. You'll undervalue yourself or your price point. And then you're like, oh, I'm not making any money. So just understand these two things fit like a glove. They go hand in hand, confidence and self esteem. They need to be like this, right? So the confidence is a practice. What am I good at? What do I love to do? What area am I confident in? And confidently say, I'm not confident like I did in chemistry. It's okay. We can't be confident in every single area of life, but do what you do good and increase your own confidence level in it. And then once you start to increase your own self esteem, your esteem of self, you're going to start feeling really, really good about yourself. Okay, what are you good at? So that kind of goes along with what am I confident in? What am I really, really good at? And then here's another key question. How do I want to see and feel myself? How do I want to see myself as Cappy? So I love to do this. If I go somewhere, I will get in my car and go to the event or do whatever. And it's like, I want to see and feel myself as this. And then I walk into the room and see and feel myself as the best version or whatever it is I decide on the way there, that I get to show up being sparkly that day or being fun or feeling fabulous or whatever it is I get to create because we're the creators, right? So if you just walk into a room and you're like down and, oh, I don't know what I want. And I have so many rooms I walk into and I'll sit next to somebody and go, how are you doing? And they're like, well, the market's this, or I'm okay, or, they're just kind of dragging that energy around because they don't know how to change it. It doesn't make them bad or wrong. But I'm telling you guys, all change begins within. Everything starts in here. It starts here and here, your heart, your head, right? So, how do you want to see and feel about yourself? This is your self concept, right? This includes your self esteem and your confidence. And just know this drives all your behaviors, it drives all your decisions, and it drives all of your outcomes. So, when you start working with this and build your own belief system inside through these types of questions, and then you kind of sit with and be like, wow, okay, I feel like, if somebody thinks they're not worthy of something, is that the truth? Probably not. Probably something you believed or told or thought or something. But who am I today? Who do I get to believe myself to be today? How about I'm going to believe I'm the best version of myself all day today? Like, that's a pretty powerful place to be, right? So don't wait until you feel confident and don't, wait for a situation to make you feel confident or to get to the approval from somebody. And then you go, I feel confident. You feel it first. I have a lot of Cappy quotes, and I always say, what you feel, you make real. So just declare it, be it, and feel it. Don't fake it till you make it. Feel it first. That's not fake. That's very real. You have so many parts of you that are genius, so many talents that a lot of people don't have. So don't take them for granted. So your inner world creates your confidence. It's not the other way around, right? So I just want you to declare yourself the best version of yourself. Declare yourself a leader of your own life because you are. You really, really are. You get to lead your life. You get to do whatever you want to do. So if you're feeling more successful internally, more confident, you have a winning mindset, your esteem is increased, you're going to go out in the day and create new outcomes, new conversations, new circumstances. It's really, really cool. So that's the practice of really being a powerful creator. So it's not about overthinking. It's not about waiting for perfection. It's not about avoiding things. It's not about people pleasing. It's about mastering your mind to be more confident, to have your esteem aligned, to get good at what you want to do, monetize yourself. And for those of you that are ready to take a deeper dive and you want to do some work with me, I do have two programs. I have a group coaching that you can just book a call and see if that's a fit. And I'll explain that on our Zoom call. And then I have a second thing I do. It's one-on-one for 90 days with me. I only take a few clients a month. Sometimes there's a waiting list. You do need to book a call to see if that's a program that is a higher investment of your time and money. So please do not book a call with me just to chat with me. If you want to chat, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer your questions if you ask them. But those calls are specifically designed for my coaching clients or potential clients like you that are ready to get very, very rapid results results. If that's not the case, feel free to just check out my website. You can buy me in a box, I say. I have a program called Rewire Your Money Mindset that does include confidence and clarity and a great new relationship with money. It's 97 bucks, so you can grab that. And then I have a free PDF download. It's the Mindset Daily Tip Sheet that you can print out and then read every morning, right? So you got to do the work, guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on mastering a winning mindset and having it raise your confidence and self-esteem together so that you create the life of your dreams. I'll see you in the next video.